G'day guys, welcome to a new episode of Bogan'S Guide to Wine. I'm Sampy.
Lurchy.
Now, tragic week this week, mate.
Black armbands are in order.
Black armbands are in order.
We've lost a great Australian.
Yeah, legend of the Barossa, Peter Lehmann, passed away this week. So here's our little tribute to him now. Peter Lehmann, otherwise known as the Baron of the Barossa, was a legend in the history of Australian winemaking. He was the heart of Australia's most famous wine region. Back in the 1980s, the Aussie wine industry had a huge surplus. The government was encouraging growers to rip up their vines. Armed with not much more than his word and a handshake, Peter Lehmann made a promise to the growers of the Barossa that he would purchase their harvest. Around 180 Barossa wine-growing families took up the offer during the rough years. Soon the industry pulled a 180 and there weren't enough grapes to supply the demand. His contribution to the industry was acknowledged in 2009 with an International Wine Challenge Lifetime Achievement Award. Peter Lehmann died at 82 in June 2013. He is survived by his wife Margaret and his sons and daughter David, Philip, Doug and Libby. This episode of Bogan'S Guide to Wine is a tribute to Peter Lehmann and all his achievements. Well done, mate. You're a bloody legend. Alright, so we're going to be trying the Peter Lehmann 2009 Futures Shiraz. I went hunting around town to find a decent bottle.
Yep.
You can find his cheap stuff just about everywhere.
Yep.
This is a little bit more. This is like the next tier up, I think. I'm not too sure, but it's because I wanted to find a better one in tribute. Didn't want to do his El Cheapo.
So the Futures Shiraz, that's apparently named after what the original wine that he made, was it?
Yeah, it was only sold to family and friends, apparently, according to the back of the bottle here.
Oh, I didn't get it off there. I got that from my large memory bank, mate, of important facts and figures.
Well, it's actually even nicer here. It says here, it was sold to friends and family on a pay now and will deliver in 2 years. So imagine paying for a bottle of Plonk and getting it 2 years later.
No, wouldn't happen, mate.
That shows what a class act Peter Lehmann was, basically. People treated him like that. So anyway, let's jump into the wine. Let's have a bit of a look at the colour there. Now that's a typical sort of Barossan Shiraz colour, isn't it? Nice and dark. The edge is very, almost a dark brown. It's, ain't it fine? A little bit deeper.
Well, you can see through it. Maybe we just got a bit more light in here than normal, but
yep.
Right, the real big Shirazes we've seen in the past, you battle to get any light to go through them.
Yep.
In the centre, you can't, but on the outside you can.
It's not quite as bright as the big shiny, a lot of the shiny, more polished sort of ones. So yep. It's, I reckon that's a good indication actually, because I know some of the Barossa ones I've had, almost the more muddier they look, the nicer they taste.
Yeah,
so
right. Yeah.
I wouldn't call this muddy, but I'd call it. It's.
How you going for legs, mate?
Legs.
Looking about 14, I reckon.
Yeah, they're nice and there's plenty of them, and they look nice and thick.
They're all sticking together.
All sticking together. Yeah, I'd call that a good 14. What did you say?
14.
14. Let's have a check. 14.5.
Not far off the mark, mate.
Not too far. Right, let's have a sniff. That smells right. That smells really, really good. It does. It's got a bit of cigar boxy scent in there. The typical big cherries and plums you find in a Barossa Shiraz.
It's quite some big fruit, isn't it?
I think fruit. I think that's a good point. I think it's probably very, very fruit driven once we have a taste. So let's get in, is it?
Yeah. There's that fruit. Ah, boom. There's that Barossa.
Yeah. Nice and round. Oh, that's lovely. It's got a nice little grip at the end of the, well, we call this the end of the palate because it's still rocking along, but that mid palate grips it nice and...
just gives you that greed and goes, here's a bit of fruit for you. Have a taste of that.
Yep.
Then the tannins kick in and then you've got that finish, which is still going, by the way.
Yeah, it's still rolling over. That's delicious. Really, really good. So, what do you reckon a bottle of this would cost, mate?
20, 25?
2025. Look, I reckon if we just tasted that blind and thought it was from some boutique winery, less of a mass-produced sort of thing, I reckon we'd be thinking more like $50, $60 for that. But because it's Peter Lehmann and it is everywhere, you sort of expect it to be a bit cheaper.
I think you're right there. I think he's mastered the art of getting the unit cost down. So
yeah, and that completely over-delivers. It's $25 a bottle.
25, isn't it?
Yep, and well, actually, the bottle shop I bought this from, you could get 2 for $40. So
2 for 40.
that's 20, $25 a bottle. You're paying for that, so that's really good value, guys. So I reckon you should have a nudge, and if nothing else, go out and definitely buy a bottle in tribute to this Australian legend.
To a great Australian.
To another great Australian, and yeah, have a bottle and pay tribute to Peter Lehmann.
R.I.P. Peter Lehmann.
Legend. Till next time, guys, this has been Bogan'S Guide to Wine.
Adios.
See you later.